They have some wine. They have some mimosas.
By the way, Carlos, it's perfectly okay to enjoy this. Really, it's okay.
You were saying it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please rise in body and or spirit to sing hymn number 1008 in the teal hymnal, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place. 1008. I'm Laura Anderson, Worship Associate for this morning's service here at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Charlotte County. I am a short, curvy, cisgender woman. My pronouns are she, her. I have silver and purple hair just because I can. Welcome this morning to everyone here at the Fellowship, and welcome to those of you who are joining us virtually. Know that you are welcome here. Here we have made a promise to one another, and that promise is to cherish each other. We value love as the grounding for this community. We cherish you. We are glad you are here with us this morning. If you are new and comfortable doing so, would you stand and wave your hand so we can welcome you? Doug has a microphone and he'll bring it around so everybody can hear. Would you tell us your name and where you're from?
Check.
Hi, I'm Bernie Humphrey, and I'm a UU from Peoria, Illinois.
Welcome, Bernie.
Hi, I'm Robin Grill, and I'm from Central Virginia.
Welcome, Robin. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Laura, and I'm here to help you welcome Reverend Ann Barker. She graduated from Gettysburg Theological Seminary and has a doctorate from the Global Ministries University. She has additional training in spiritual direction and has an extensive background in providing pastoral care and lifespan religious education. Ann and her lovely wife, Crystal Reichard, have been together for 31 years. Yay. They met in seminary, had a ceremony of union at the Fox Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship in Appleton, Wisconsin, and were married in Canada. The theme this month is transformation. As a representative of our Board of Trustees, I'd like to let you know that we have been listening to you, evaluating our needs, and made some important changes. What's that? A task team was formed, leading to this wonderful news. Reverend Barker has agreed to support us here at the UUFCC in the role of Pastoral Care Specialist. She will... This is great, great news. She will be available limited hours and will be with us here in the pulpit one Sunday a month, each month. Let's give her a little time to get settled, and then she will let us know when and how we can connect with her for her pastoral care, for pastoral care. Thank you.
Oh, it's so exciting. Thank you, Laura. Many thanks also this morning to all of the people who support the fellowship and this morning's service. Thank you to those who have pledged your financial support. Thank you to those who will pledge your financial support. Thank you to those who have spent your time and energy to make this place better and to make this service better too. And thank you to Reverend Barker. Have you noticed the music that Ryan plays every Sunday morning for the prelude? His selections are always a result of very careful thought of what is well suited and meaningful for the service. It is so today. Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. When we have a quiet moment in the service, I look at the flame of the chalice, the stained glass one or the one that's in front of me. The flame reminds me that life is sacred, and it helps me to feel alive inside. The chalice reminds me that I'm in a vessel, a place that is safe, and that I'm not alone. Michael, would you join us to light the chalice here in the sanctuary? I invite those of you at home to light your chalice as well. Would everyone assist me in reading our affirmation in the order of service? Love is the spirit of this fellowship, and service is its law. This is our aspiration, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. Phew. Thank you, Michael. The opening words this morning are by Reverend Julian Jamaica Soto, formerly known as Teresa Soto. To the people who have mistaken freedom for liberation. To be free, you must embrace the breadth of your own existence without apology, even when they try to take it from you. You must know not that you can do whatever you want. You are not the kudzu vine eating entire hillsides for the purpose of feeding your own lush life. You must know instead that inside you are entire universes. Milky blue, magenta, gold, and expanding. But to be actually free, you must know and you must fight for the entire universes inside everyone else. Being free is not a license, but a promise. Please rise in body and or spirit for What Wondrous Love, number 18 in the gray hymnal, What Wondrous Love. To support the building of community and trust, we offer several ways to share life milestones. We have a ritual where you can come forward and drop a stone in water, and we have the Book of Life. Ryan, would you bring the book up? K. Azar tells us, it is unbelievable how quickly 52 years goes by. This week, Deeb and I celebrate 52 years of marriage. The Book of Life was started many years ago here at the Fellowship as a way to share life milestones as we reflect on the sacredness of our days. The book is usually in the back of the sanctuary, and you can enter a joy or sorrow you would like to share. If you aren't here, you can email your entries to bookoflife@uufcc.org, and the worship associate will share them. Now the stones. The water represents our community, and we add stones that reflect a joy or sorrow so we can feel surrounded by this beloved community. I invite you to come forward and drop a stone in the water. You may do so in silence or briefly share aloud.
It's a little tall for you, Jackie.
It's on?
It's a,
Hi, I'm dropping this stone in the water because I have 38 years of not smoking today. This is my anniversary. Woo!
Those of you who know me know that it's extremely rare for me to come up here, but it's been a rare morning. I've been coming here for services for 33 years now and had the routing from my home here, knew it took 11 minutes. I'm now in a different location. I'm down at Southport Square, came up Route 41 and actually missed my turn to Forest Nelson, ended up in Publix, Walmart's parking lot and turning around and getting here. My house, I've had closing on my house, but I'm still under contract to replace the septic system and the sod for the front lawn. So I'm not clearly out of the woods yet. But my daughter challenges me often when I have some complaints, and she says, "You're young, you'll adjust." So my comment is, I'm young, I'll adjust.
I will drop this stone for my friend and housemate who's having a really difficult job recovering from a stroke she had at the end of October.
So it's been a bit of a busy week. Tomorrow my speeding ticket goes to court in Tampa, so pray that they can adjudicate it to a non-moving violation for our car insurance. Last week I took Ryan's dad to the neurologist up at USF, and they started him on Cinemet for his Parkinson's disease. And he's still having quite a denial process. We had to explain that you actually are diagnosed with Parkinson's while we were there. So it's been a little bit difficult for him adjusting to his diagnosis. So keep him in your thoughts if you would.
I can't stand to have my back to the crowd. Never know what's going to go on. My name is Shelley. I have 2 stones here today. The first one is for a passing of our friend. Robin and I lost a friend last night. Her sister passed away after just fighting a bacterial infection in her lungs for a long period of time. And her sister was so special to us too, so we're grieving in that. The second that I'd like to do is the joy that Robin is joining me today from Central Virginia, from where we came before. So thank you, Robin, for coming.
You've all been spared today from the costume queen. Riding my bike, there was a beautiful palm frond laying there, which I picked up, took home, suggested to Betty or Michael that I could just wear that today. They both said, no, Carolyn, it's not Palm Sunday. But some of you know Bonnie Southwind. A number of years ago, Bonnie Southwind took this peace necklace from her neck and put it around mine. Peace in Palestine, in our hearts and the world.
Good morning, I'm Patrick Him. I have 2 stones I want to place. One is a sorrow because the Attorney General in Texas is trying to gather names from PFLAG members, PFLAG organizations there, of the parents of transgender youth and wanting to put charges against them. Yes. And the other stone is for PFLAG because I have lawyers who are taking this on, that we do have PFLAG chapters. Yeah.
I'll drop this last stone for those thoughts that are too tender to leave our hearts this morning.
We have heard the joys, the sorrows, the concerns of those present, and we know many remain in hearts. We now ask the eternal source of love and care and peace to gather these concerns and joys and resolve issues and increase the joy, because this whole community rejoices with you. Blessed be.
Please rise in body or spirit for Amazing Grace. 205 in the gray hymnal. Reverend Dan?
Thank you all for such a warm and gracious welcome. Now I have to live up to your trust in me. Full disclosure to anyone who may wish to take a little nap or leave the room, this talk is about soul transformation. Yes, I mean the soul transformation of the deepest inner person from what is today to something more wonderful for all the tomorrows to come. This sea change is not just for the self, but for the world. So let's begin defining a couple terms. Soul is defined as the spirit of a human, which is the seat of personality, intellect, will, and which some people believe transcends death. An immaterial force within a human being thought to give the body life, energy, and power. I think of it as the engine that moves us to create our values and live them out every day. Indigenous people around the world also believe that all life forms have a soul, and they extend respect and ritual to that part of other creatures. Some religious people believe the soul is where the deity resides within a person and may reconnect with the deity at some other place, some other realm after death. By my definition, every person in this room has a soul. Transformation is a complete change in the appearance or character of something or someone, so that that thing or person is improved. This word refers to those changes that have substance, that have lasting effects, and may even create a life-altering dynamic toward a radical new way of being. Synonyms include conversion, transition, metamorphosis, shift, alteration, transfiguration, or reformation. Transformation is not like changing your hair color or getting a new pair of glasses. It is more like seeing it is more like seeing the world in an entirely new way, adopting new spiritual practices to enhance the quality of life. Father Richard Rohr says, transformation more often happens not when something new begins, but when something old is falling apart. The pain of something old falling apart, chaos, invites the soul to listen at a deeper level. It invites and sometimes forces the soul to go to a new place because the old place is simply falling apart. Otherwise, most of us would never go to a new place. This is when you need patience, guidance, and the freedom to let go instead of tightening your control and certitude. Living in the confusing dark space for a while and allowing yourself to be spit up on a new shore is transformative but painful. You can see why the image of Jonah being spit up by the whale is an important symbol. Rohr presents us with a very uncomfortable and challenging insight into the process of transformation because it focuses on the impetus for change. We sense something is not working as it should. Our life or the lives of institutions we love and depend on are malfunctioning in some important way, and we become anxious for something better. However, people rarely enjoy the challenge in themselves or their surroundings. Most distressing is the loss of the certitude and the sense we can control things, so change comes in just little incremental bits that we are more comfortable with. They don't rock our boat. Without the dark time, without confusion and uncertainty, without risking being spit up on a different shore, stagnation, discontent, and bitterness are likely to take over. Some religions or philosophies have symbols of radical transformation leading to an enhanced life, which centers them. The Bodhi tree is a religious symbol in Buddhism due to its prominence in the story of the Buddha discovering enlightenment, total peace and happiness founded in nirvana or the greater reality. It represents the capacity of every human to follow the steps of Buddha in achieving enlightenment. In Exodus 34 in the Jewish Bible, we see that when Moses came down from Mount Sinai, he didn't know that his face, the skin, was radiating. He had been talking to God. So when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, they were afraid to come near him. Nevertheless, he called them close and gave the commandments that God had given him. When Moses finished speaking to them, he put a veil over his face. A transformation may make a person frightening to those around them. Israel who saw Moses change back. At the age of 40, Mohammed underwent a profound spiritual experience while meditating in a cave, which transformed his life. He came to believe strongly that there is only one true deity, Allah, the Arabic word for God, and that he rules the universe. He experienced visions and saw them as messages from Allah delivered through the archangel Gabriel, telling him to explain his faith to others. He spread his faith to his family, his friends, and soon Islam spread far and wide. One person's transformation can have radical effects that are world transforming for many. Some of you may be familiar with the transfiguration of Jesus on Mount Tabor, in which he glowed with a brilliant white light and conversed with Moses and Elijah, the symbols of law and prophets in Israel. Not only was he transformed, but his disciples were transformed in preparation for their mission after his death. A transformation can set a person or a whole movement on a course they never expected. I think you're getting the idea. Spiritual transformation leads to a different set of values, a new perspective on the purpose and meaning of life, and the energizing of life for meaningful work in the world. Let's first look at the condition of our own souls. If you will, become really comfortable in your chair, gently close your eyes and quiet your thoughts. Look within and answer these questions. Do I think I have a soul? If not, why not? If I have one, what is its current condition? Healthy and strong, weak and empty, or something in between? What feeds my soul? Music, poetry, art, scripture, spiritual practices, or engagement with causes that mean a lot to me. Gently come back to the here and now. Slowly open your eyes. What did you learn about yourself? Might you be sensing it's time to attend more closely to your soul? Does it need transformation? How might you do that? Roger Burchausen, the minister of the UU Fellowship in Appleton, feeds his soul with poetry, and his favorite poet, Mary Oliver, featured often in services. Here is her poem about soul titled, "Some Questions You Might Ask." Is the soul solid like iron? Or is it tender and breakable like the wings of a moth in the beak of an owl? Who has it? Who doesn't? I keep looking around me. The face of the moose is as sad as the face of Jesus. The swan opens her white wings slowly. In fall, the black bear carries leaves into the darkness. One question leads to another. Does it have a shape? Like an iceberg? Like the eye of a hummingbird? Does it have one lung? Like the snake and the scallop? Why should I have it and not the anteater who loves her children? What about the camel? Come to think of it, what about maple trees? What about the blue iris? What about all the little stones sitting alone in the moonlight? What about roses and lemons and their shining leaves? What about grass? Or perhaps you feed your soul with meditation, prayer, creating mandalas, or consulting the I Ching. Maybe music, whether you make it or just listen, feeds your soul. Do you wander in a garden and let nature touch your soul? Are you part of a small group that meets regularly to encourage each other's growth? Is there a soul friend who listens deeply to your soul's story and gently guides you toward better understanding of your inner being? Is reading your soul practice? Do you have no spiritual practice but sense that it might be time to acquire one? Are you willing now to commit to addressing the needs of your soul? Perhaps you are wondering why anyone should go through all this trouble to maintain a healthy soul. What purpose does it serve for others if we do this soul work? In my estimation, healthy souls enrich everything of which they are a part, including religious community. How does a person do this? By infusing their participation with soul, leading to deeper purpose and meaning for the group. For example, David was a longtime member of the Appleton Fellowship who often took on committee work. It never failed to amaze me that when opening a meeting, he found just exactly the right reading for the issues. It usually came from one of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books, which told me that he read and digested them regularly. That was his soul practice. At district meetings of the Laredo group, my colleagues created wonderful opening and closing ceremonies that often involved rocks. We wrote on them, we drew on them, we passed them around. I still have many of those stones. They were a soul practice. During a series of very contentious meetings at the fellowship, the chair would often stop the discussion and refer back to the UU principles to keep us focused on what was most important. Soulful people create soulful groups. Keeping our own soul in tune may have far-reaching impact on those around us and those more distant. My hope is that I have convinced you, at least some of you, that tending to your soul is something worth doing and worth doing well. It is firstly for you, your development, your peace and growth, your inner being. Secondly, it is for the communities of which you are a part, in order that they may be more soulful, peaceful, and more effective. Lastly, caring for your soul is for the world, in dire need of soulful people and groups to address the critical issues that threaten to destroy our beautiful blue marble home. I will suggest just a few that I think are very important ways to tend the soul. The one that has transformed me took years of struggle to even begin, and then more years to bear fruit. Centering prayer. It's like TM or Zen meditation. Close your eyes, center yourself, and empty your mind of all thoughts. Easy to say, not easy to do. Above all else, I believe our world needs more quiet. So I continue to practice daily, as well as being part of a Zoom centering prayer group. And yes, there are apps for that on Google Play Store and Apple apps. They are usually free or low cost. Download them and give it a try. I can recommend books, and there are 2 down below me, by Reverend Eric Walker Wickstrom, a UU minister who has served congregations in Maine and Virginia. He is the author of a number of books, and one that especially intrigues me that I have not yet read is Serving with Grace, Lay Leadership as a Spiritual Practice. My favorite book, Simply Pray, is filled with so many suggestions for a prayerful life. Now, a maze is a puzzle to be solved. A labyrinth, like this one, which is based on the Chartres labyrinth, is a path moving in and out toward the center. There are no dead ends. Labyrinths are tools for meditation, to enhance creativity, help deal with grief, and relieve stress. They have been used around the world for 3,500 years. The first labyrinth I ever walked was one created on canvas by a UU congregation in the Midwest. And believe me, that is no small feat. There are walking labyrinths, finger labyrinths, and paper labyrinths. Oh, and I just happen to know a woman who can create a labyrinth anywhere there's enough space and permission to do so. I could go on and on and on all day talking about the dozens of spiritual practices for those who are religious and those who are spiritual but not religious. I won't do that. Find your soul deep within and nourish it with spiritual practices that suit you. It will be a gift to yourself, your community, and the world.
Thank you, Anne. I apologize for making them laugh because you said changing your hair color. And
Oh, that's where it came from.
in our tradition, congregations exist because of the generous support of members and friends. It is our privilege and our responsibility to ensure the health and fellowship and future of this fellowship. If you have pledged before, or if you are a friend or member of this fellowship, you might have received your pledge packet by now. If you didn't, see Dick. Later this month, we'll have our annual meeting where we affirm volunteers for some leadership positions, as well as the budget for next year. This meeting is the time when we offer our time and treasure. We will continue to exist to the extent that we support each other with our time and treasure. Your offerings to support the ministry of this fellowship are accepted on Sunday mornings and can be also mailed to the fellowship. Payments are also accepted through the Venmo app to UUFCC offering. Whichever way you choose to donate, please indicate what the donation is for. Pledge, second helping, etc. Your generosity is always appreciated. If you are here with us for the first time, please do not feel obligated to give. Your presence today is our gift. We will now receive the offering. On behalf of the members and friends of this fellowship, thank you for these gifts. We promise to use them wisely. Now for the life of the community. There's a calendar on the back of the order of service with lots of events listed. And I have a few more. One of the announcements mentions the fundraiser that will take place on March 16th. Tickets for the Beatles concert to support our Kappas family. The concert will be from 3 to 5 o'clock at the Congregational United Church of Christ. Ted, Linda, Nancy, and Betty have tickets. Yoga is this Friday, 3 o'clock in the sanctuary. Mary Jane's official retirement, part 2, will begin on March 11th. She has kindly offered to train her replacement a bit beyond that. Next week following the service, please join us for cake and refreshments as we honor her for many years of stellar work. She has kept this fellowship running smoothly through thick and thin, and we are grateful. You know we really like to eat around here, right? So next month, the first Sunday of the month, we will once again start our monthly potlucks, the first Sundays of each month, and we're going to do it until COVID hits again or something. No, we're going to always do it. On Wednesday, the brown bag lunch will meet here at noon, and today after the service, people will gather at Curry and Kebab on Highway 41 for lunch. Dick?
Well, you can see what time it is. I would like to thank those of committee chairs and other people who responded to the budget worksheets I handed out. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. The theme of this, Dennis mentioned the theme last week, our sermon on the amount. To set the record straight, he took credit for that, but the credit really belongs to Sharon. So I wanted to straighten that out. I asked Joanne to create the progress chart after explaining what our needs would be, and the mound looks more like a mountain. And a mountain better depicts our situation. For this coming year, closing the gap between our normally expected income and our budgeted expenses will be a real mountain climb. The question is, how close will we get to conquering that mountain? Here are the boulders, the added expenses we need to get around. Tech support, enough, more, less. Music program, a full year. Ryan joined us in September. We've had a half year. Now we're going to have a full year, so it will be double the amount we paid in last year. Bookkeeping brought back, part of filling in for Mary Jane, we decided to hire a person who will also be able to deal with the bookkeeping needs. So that will be a savings, but it's a really timing issue. And the best time to do it is April 1st, the start of a new year. So we have to figure that thing out. Hiring salaries and benefits, hiring a new administrator, pastoral support, that's taken care of. In the packets you will receive, you'll find the budget numbers, and I'm not going to get into numbers right now. The budget as yet has to be approved by the board, so there will be changes before it comes up at the annual meeting. We will need additional income. There's no doubt about it. Pledging gives us an idea of when we may need to tap our reserves, or if it will be. A big thank you to members and friends who fill out those pledge forms. Please help us climb this mountain. Thank you.
You'll notice this morning and for this month, we have a blue bowl on the table where you can put your pledge forms, your envelopes, when you come in, if you would care to do that. As we draw to the end of our service, will you help with the closing words? When I Change is a responsive reading from Ma Teresa Tet Gusio Gallardo from the UU Congregation of Quezon City, Philippines. You don't need your papers for this. Members of the choir have graciously offered or accepted the challenge. I don't know. Anyway, I asked them and they said they would. So they're going to read the one lines, and then I would like to ask you to join me with the response. And the response is always, when I change, the world changes. Should we practice it once? When I change, the world changes. Thank you.
We are here to derive meaning in our actions.
When I change, the world changes.
We are here to win our power back over our areas of powerlessness.
When I change, the world changes.
We are here to deepen our understanding of ourselves in order to strengthen self-discipline.
When I change, the world changes.
We are here to abolish prejudice and an appreciation for our diversity and differences.
When I change, the world changes.
We are here to feel our personal power and our capacity to affect the lives of other people.
When I change, the world changes.
We are here to become teachers to each other.
When I change, the world changes.
We are here to spend time away from the usual influences and relearn reality.
When I change, the world changes.
When God gives me the desire, I am also given the power and the means to achieve my goals.
When I change, the world changes.
Last one.
I am here to see that my singular life is a gateway to countless possibilities.
When I change, the world changes. May it be so. I'd like to invite Michael to come up to extinguish the chalice here. Those at home could extinguish their chalices as well. Please join me in reading the words in the order of service. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of hope, the fire of commitment, or the warmth of community. May those ideals shine in our lives and warm our hearts until we are together again. Go now in peace. We will conclude the service with hymn number 1007 in the teal hymnal. Please rise in body or spirit, for there's a river flowing in my soul, number 1007.